Okay, so first of all, no shade at Andrew Lloyd Webber, no shade at the really talented actors and singers that I saw in the show. But I gotta be honest with you, I hated Masquerade. I hated it so much I left before it was over. And that's really weird because I'm like a die-hard Phantom fan with a PH. I love everything about Phantom. I mean, and it's really hard to mess it up in my opinion. I knew as soon as I went, I wasn't gonna like it. And then I said, you know what? Just be open to it because you might be surprised because sometimes I'm really surprised. But it was like, and there are spoilers in this. So you go in and it's like everything, it's kind of like Eyes Wide Shut vibe. And I'm like, I feel like this thing is so played out. It's like, it costs all this money and you have to dress up. And I'm like, why? I hate that. Anyway, so it's like you go down this hall, like the light is so red in the bathroom and stuff that like it literally, when I came out of it, my eyes saw everything was green. It was just like things like that are annoying and not like fun or sexy. I don't know. The whole like forced having to dress up thing I thought was really weird. It was like it was trying to be like this like really expensive party, but I just feel like that whole vibe is really played out. So anyway, so you go in and then there's it's like Madame Giry and she's like, the upper coast. Oui, oui. And I was like, all right, like, okay, I'm gonna go with this. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'll be open to this. And it was just kind of weird. And then like the door opens behind you, kind of like in the Haunted Mansion, and we were in, first I gotta start out the pre-show. It was an incredible violinist. This guy was phenomenal, but it was really, really long violin solo, which was like really long. And the thing about it is because it's in a warehouse building or it's in the old Lee's Art building, there's bleed between rooms. So it's like you could hear the title song while you're trying to listen to the violin. So that was like a thing for me. I don't know, I'm whatever. So then it's like you walk in and it's like Masquerade. It's like this very short, small room. Like people are going on. I was like, I'm actually okay. I'm having fun. Like this is fun. And you kind of walk through and they're like, they teach you this dance, which is not the original choreography. Totally fine. But then it's like the whole thing starts with like Christine, and you're like right there, and it was like you're in the action, but they've also like cut the story down in odd ways. Like some of the songs they have like new lyrics and stuff, or they're shorter, but then there's like some other songs that aren't in the show that were added or new. So the Christine I saw, she was really great, but like this is just like such a little thing. She wasn't wearing a wig, and it just like, as much as I wanted to get past it, it just struck me like, oh, this is like a lower budget thing. I hate like being snarky like that, but the costumes weren't like the same scale, and I don't think it's supposed to be the same scale. Oops. And that's like the point, but I just thought that was weird. And then this poor girl, her costume was so low. I was just really concerned that she was going to have a mishap. And then you go through, there's like a mirror, and it's like her and him, and they're on a side and they're spinning it around, and I'm kind of like, all right, like, okay. But the Phantom shows up early, which is sort of anticlimactic, and then it's like, okay. And then you're like in the Phantom of the Opera, and this is like what fully sealed the coffin for me, which was that like, how do you get to the lair? You take an escalator. It's like, I get it. I get suspending disbelief. I get all of that, but it just was like cheesy and took me out of the experience. And then it's like you're sitting around, everyone's got candles and masks, and you're kind of like, it's like Eyes Wide Shut meets Phantom in like a weird, not sexy, tawdry way. I don't know. I'm gonna go eat dinner and then I'll be right back. So I'm back post dinner. Right, so where I left off is that you go down a escalator into the Phantom's lair, but it looks like there's a bar in one corner. I don't know. It's just weird. Everyone's got the masks on. They've got the candles. I'm like, I just like the whole Eyes Wide Shut thing is so played out by now. I just think it's kind of like, okay, like, I don't know. So anyway, he sings like Music of the Night or whatever. Well, at first they sing the duet, right? And then they cut some of it, and then he sings Music of the Night and they cut some of it. But then like, it's like Christine like lays down like dramatically on this like slab of thing. And he comes up and he's all like with his cape. And I was like, dude, are they gonna bone? So there's that. And then like they kind of like get up and it's weird because like the Phantom's like, they're breaking fourth wall, like they're talking to the audience, but they're also like just in it, the two of them. You have to excuse me, I'm like really tired and I had a really long day. So there's that. But then you go into the really weird trippy thing, and this is where I was just like, yeah, I hate this. So you end up in this like tiny room. Oh, there's a lot of tiny rooms. Like there's this tiny room. Is that before or after? I don't remember it. There's like this tiny little room, and you're oh, by the way, you're all like walking in a group of like 20 people to each of these rooms. And so you go in, there's like this round bed, and Christine's like laying on it. But I think, yeah, she's like laying on it, and then it's just like you see like this hand come out, just the Phantom's hand and around, and like this other hand like come out of the bed. Like a weirdo. And then it's just like, then he like full on comes out of the bed, and you're like, what is happening? And then she was sort of like, ours was sort of like face down at one point. She had like this whole veil over her, and then it looked like, I'm not gonna really say what it looked like. She was face down, and she was having a good time, I think. I don't know. So that whole thing was weird. And then you kind of like go out, and if I'm remembering this right, you go into the Phantom's like lair where he has the organ and he's writing stuff, and then this is like, so this was another thing on mine. It's like if you look at the first of all, like there's some people that are really dressed well in like gowns and heels, and you're kind of like, God, okay, fine. But there's like taped down electrical wires and like that kind of stuff, which is like, I get it for like a Sleep No More, like I get it for like a gritty thing, but the whole thing about Phantom, at least for me, is that it looks expensive, it looks lavish, it looks opulent and rich, and you're pulled into this world. And I think it won't work as a interactive show because it has to be kind of presentational. You have to be kind of far away from it. For stuff like the boat ride to the lair, like that's always like a super effective part, and it just really dilute, like when you're walking along with it, it just does not have the same effect. So yeah, I'm noticing like these things, like, there's like a carpet, but you can see like the tape down wires underneath it, like the extension cords and stuff. And I'm like, come on, I mean, it's either immersive or it's not. Like there's either an escalator or there's not, I don't know. It just, if you're going to set up the world, there have to be like consistent rules. And again, this isn't like a sour grapes thing. Like this is me as a theater maker. These are the kind of things I think about, like with the audience and stuff. And again, I'm apparently in the minority. Everybody loves this. But for the people that don't, I wanted to just say something because you're not alone, and you're not crazy. So anyway, right. So then they do the stuff with him taking off the mask. And then I think there's like a series of things. We went into one, which was like a carnival, which just struck terror into my heart because the words new music added for Phantom of the Opera? Nuh-uh, no. So there's new music added, and it's like this carnival guy, like leader guy, and you're like, why is it shorter, but there's not all the music, but then there's like more added music that also doesn't need to be in there. And it's like, okay, so they're gonna go into the backstory of the Phantom. He's like the little boy in the cage, like they did in the movie. Okay, and it's like, I don't really have a problem with that. Okay. But there was like this carnival stuff, and it was just really gross. Like, it was really gross, and I feel like it's like, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like the show either wants to be like for the Hot Topic, like Nightmare Before Christmas crowd who likes the Haunted Mansion, or it's like for people that are just like into whatever subculture. But it was like people putting nails in their faces, and it was just like gross for gross's sake, and not like, and I'm kind of going, what? And then after that, we went into this other room, and that's when I left, which was Phantom killing whoever, and I didn't care at that point. And they were like, oh, you want to leave? And I was like, yeah, I want to leave. I hate this. If I could erase my mind the last hour, I would do it. I would absolutely do it. There were a lot of other little rooms, which were like, they had like, pretty early on, they had like these, like the Phantom and this girl who was like a doll. I don't know if she was like the Christine doll or what. And it's like the music is the point of no return, but they're just kind of like dancing, and she's like, you know, like whatever, cool. Like, it was all just sort of disjointed, didn't make sense. And you'd like, everybody piles in, and then we all sit down and we watch a thing for 2 minutes, and you get up and you walk into the next room, and then you sit down and you like see something. And it was like, it didn't have like a, and my main gripe about it is they were pushing like the sexy thing, and for me, Phantom is sexy because of the restraint, right? It's this elegant eroticism. It's not this overt. I also hated when they had the tour and he like blindfolds her in Music of the Night, and she tries to jump off the roof or something, kill herself. You're like, it doesn't have to go there. It doesn't have to go that far. It just doesn't need to. It's already great. It's already perfect the way it is. And honestly, you know, like anything that's going to be like, you have to wear this, and you have to give up your phone, and you have to do this. It's like, I'm not a child. I'm paying like, what, $200, $300 for this ticket. I just want to like show up in something comfortable, because apparently I have to walk through the entire thing. Honestly, my favorite part was leaving, because I got to go backstage, which was literally just the same staircase I think I came in on, but it was like, here goes a Phantom, and there goes a Madame Jury, and they're like, like, that was cool. I'm a performer myself. I'm a theater maker myself. I wanted to like it. I really did. And so many people love it, and so many people had such great things to say about it. But it's like, I was like, she's got this like veil and humping this bed with these hands coming out of it. I was just like, what is going on here? Yeah, I just didn't stay to see the rest of it. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, then you take an elevator to the top roof where they do All I Ask of You. And I was like, man, I mean, look, I know it's not going to be, a dumbwaiter trip to a underground actual lake, but you're like, really? It's like full on like an escalator, like a broken escalator. And you're like, what's he going to be pushing? Like a shopping cart? Like, you know, what's going to happen? I didn't get it. I don't get the whole concept. I don't get it. I don't like it. I hate it. I actually hate it. I'm sorry, I hate it. I love Phantom so much, and I just thought it would bastardize the whole thing. And I really, really, really dislike it. So I'm sure everyone else liked it. I'm going to hear a lot of stuff in the comments, but come at me, bro, because I'm ready.